Jacob Book Reviews Eclipse. Friends, this book is the third edition in the Twilight Saga series, and the story begins with Seattle, Washington being plagued by a string of murders which Edward Cullen suspects is caused by a newborn vampire with an uncontrollable thirst for human blood. As Edward and Bella apply to colleges, Bella tells Edward she wants to visit her friend Jacob Black, a quiet Native American who, like some other tribe members, can shape-shift into a wolf. Edward worries for Bella's safety, but she assures him that neither Jacob nor the wolf pack would harm her. During one visit, Jacob tells Bella that he is in love with her. He wants her to choose him over Edward. Bella tells Jacob that she considers him only as a friend. Meanwhile, Alice Cullen has a vision that the vampire Victoria has returned to Forks. Victoria seeks to kill Bella to avenge her mate James' death. Alice takes Bella to the Cullen house for a sleepover. There Bella learns about Rosalie, one of the Cullens' past, and her addition to the family. Rosalie was turned into a vampire by Carlyle Cullen after being raped and beaten to the brink of death by a group of drunken men, including her fiancé. But Carlyle never asked Rosalie to be or not to be a vampire before transforming her. Rosalie treasures humanity more than anything and often wishes she was still human. Her desire to be human is so great that she is willing to trade anything she has for a second chance at being human. Bella is determined to become a vampire, but eventually she agrees to reconsider her decision. A few days later, Edward proposes to Bella. Despite harboring an aversion to marriage, Bella accepts on condition Edward will make love to her while she is still human. The Cullens soon realize that the Seattle murders are being committed by an army of newborn vampires controlled by Victoria. The Cullens join forces with the wolf pack to combat this threat after their long-term allies, the Donnelly Coven, refuse to help them. As everyone prepares for battle, Edward, Bella, and Jacob camp in the mountains to stay hidden during the battle. Seath Clearwater, a young wolf pack member, later joins them to wait out the fight. Jacob overhears Edward and Bella discussing their engagement. Upset, he threatens to join the fight and get himself killed. Bella stops Jacob by kissing him and realizes she also loves him. During the battle, Victoria tracks Edward sent to Bella's hiding place. Edward fights and kills Victoria. The Cullens and their allies defeat her vampire army. Afterwards, Bella tells Jacob that she loves him, but her love for Edward is greater. The book ends with Bella proceeding to tell Charlie that she intends to marry Edward. The epilogue reveals that a heartbroken Jacob has run away in his wolf form. Leah Clearwater, the beta of the Black Pack and the only known female shape-shifter in the Quillet history, is sympathetic. Having gone through a similar heartbreak with Sam, the second largest wolf, smaller only than Jacob, she reveals her own disgust and hatred for Bella. Friends, Eclipse is the third novel in Stephanie Meyer's popular Twilight series. You really want to have read Twilight and New Moon first, obviously in the order, before reading the Eclipse. Because the author doesn't spend too much time expounding the storylines of the previous novels, but rather drops the reader straight into the story. Regardless, you are missing if you haven't read them because both of them are excellent novels. Eclipse carries on not long after New Moon left off. Bella's high school graduation is approaching and she will soon be leaving Forks forever, ostensibly to go to college, but in reality she is planning to join her boyfriend in his vampire existence and will therefore be unable to return home due to being possessed by constant bloodlust for the first few years. Not that the reader is actually taken that far in this story, we make it through graduation, but then the dangerous vampires from Seattle come to Forks and dealing with them dominates the rest of the novella. This is only one part of the story though. Eclipse is primarily a romantic saga, so Bella and Edward's relationship is the primary focus of the novel, or rather Bella, Edward and Jacob's relationships. Here unfolds a love triangle in the plot. Bella and Jacob have always been friends, at least they were right up until Jacob triggered his werewolf genes. Then the enmity between vampires and werewolves put a huge strain on their friendship. Besides which, Jacob is in love with Bella, who is in love with Edward, so this is going to make things awkward between the two of them. At this point, Edward descends into soap opera territory. Bella has found her soulmate in Edward, but Jacob is the soulmate that she should have had if Edward didn't exist, which he shouldn't. She loves him too, but not as much as Edward. For teens already hooked on the series, Eclipse is another solid installment of folks' goodness. Adult readers may be put off by the teenager relationship angst in this novel, but if you have already enjoyed the author's previous offerings, I think there is still plenty here to entertain. The book cover shows a fraying red ribbon across the cover. It is only held together by two strands, and you may think it symbolizes how Bella feels torn between her best friend Jacob and her boyfriend Edward. However, the author said it symbolized choice, the choice between Jacob and Edward. The tearing of the ribbon on the top side symbolizes how difficult it was for her to become a vampire and be torn away from her human life as well. Friends, the movie Eclipse was rated 5 out of 10 on IMDb and scored 48% tomato meter on Rotten Tomatoes. So friends, this is it. In the coming week, we'll come up with fourth book in the edition. Till then, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye.